All right, so let's look at a 5-variable Karnaugh map. In this case, the input variables are A, B, C, D, and E, and the output is F. Okay, so the A here corresponds to different layers, so it looks like these are kind of diagonal, but they're really not. You want to think of this as stacked Karnaugh maps, where you have a 4x4 layer on the bottom and a 4x4 layer on the top. The top layer, let's say, corresponds to A is equal to 1, and the bottom layer corresponds to A is equal to 0. We're circling groups of 2, 4, 8, 16, and 32, just like we would in a normal Karnaugh map, but now we have a 3D Karnaugh map, so the group of 4 that I can see would be this right here. That would be allowed, but you also see that that extends to the layer below it, so that I could make a group of 8, like a cube, for example. And here I'm including the don't cares, the X's, because it helps me make a larger group and therefore a larger circuit. If I go over here to find out what term that corresponds to in my simplified equation, I see that the A changes. It goes from 0 to 1 as I go through those cells. So that's not going to be a term in my equation. I'll notice that B changes, so I don't want to include that. But C stays in the 1 state, and it looks like E stays in the 1 state as well, while D changes. Okay, so then I want to look at another term in this equation. Let's see if we can get all the ones circled. Maybe hit save and go over and pick a different color. Let's pick red. You could try that one right there, but that's not as big a circle as you could get, because you could do something like that. So that term would go right here. I'll let you do that one. You can see the A is changing, so that's not going to be in there. And let me do one more. How about different color here? Magenta. And it looks like we could do those two right there. So that would be the last term in the equation. And you're going to see that the number of terms is going to increase as we go from left to right here. The reason I say that is because we start off with a large group of ones, and that's going to give you a simplified equation, or simplified term over here. And then we start to go to smaller circles, but there are going to be more literals here, and even more in this last one over here as well. All right, so that's how you handle 5-variable Karnaugh maps along with don't cares.